The RTX 4060 launched, and Google is saying that to Canada, no more of you, and the Ryzen 5 5600 X3D is real, and I get to talk about it. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Friday, June 30th, 2023. Reece, we just got back from our first Micro Center trip. We went to the RTX 4060 launch, which did happen yesterday. So this $299 GPU available at Micro Center. We got to drive on out there. As you can see, this 4060 giveaway, Reece's first Micro Center trip. Do you want to tell us how it was?
You know, one of those days when you just like, everything is like so amazing and overwhelming, and you feel like a little kid that's just got back from the beach, and you're gonna take like the biggest nap of your life. I'm having one of those feelings.
Reece is having the biggest nap of his life filming hot news, but it turns out nobody really wants the 4060 because, as was reported with the 4070 and 4060 Ti, one of the most popular PC gaming stores over in Japan has one person waiting for the 4060. Just does not seem like people are waiting out for it, which was our exact experience.
Yeah.
We got to Micro Center about an hour before open, and as you can see, there is not a single soul in sight. Nobody, at least that I could see, purchased the 4060, and we were in the store for a while. We got two, so there is at least some sales. We're gonna be putting this one in the PC build, and I also have to buy them to review them. We don't get samples, so that's part of it. And then we ended up giving away this 4060 to one of our viewers who was upgrading from a GTX 1650, which for the low price of $0,
Great upgrade.
fantastic upgrade. That's gonna be huge for them. That's kind of the thing, is like, the pricing on the 4060 seems like a really tough sell for a lot of people. If this thing was closer to $199, $249, that would make a whole lot more sense. But as it stands now, the RTX 4060 just looking like it's gonna sit for a little while, which I think is the only way NVIDIA is gonna learn, is if you don't buy it. Because if you don't buy when it's bad, hopefully they drop prices, but also with how much money they're standing to make off of AI, they might just stop paying attention for the next little bit. But we're about to talk about some good deals that you can get, not because you ignored the things, but because it's Green Man Gaming's The Sizzling Sale that's happening right now from 29th of June all the way up until the 13th of July. They're sponsoring today's episode of Hot News so that I can let you know about the new historic low and matched historic low prices on their games that they have on their website. I love Green Man Gaming because it's the place to get game keys if you're looking for them, where the developers and publishers are still involved. And you can find some tremendous deals on the Sizzling Sale, like Hogwarts Legacy right now is down to $40.79 for the standard edition, but if you get the deluxe edition, it's $47.59. Both incredible prices for a game that people really love this year. A lot of people picked up Hogwarts Legacy early on when we did our previous sponsorship with Green Man Gaming, and now is an even better time to do it, at least in terms of pricing. But then you also got pricing on Elden Ring, $38.21.
Whoa.
That is such a good price. Or even Returnal, which is one of my top PS5 games that has come out, $47.99 for PC. This is the PC edition, not the PS5 one. And then, Reece, I want you to guess, how much is Red Dead Redemption 2 going for?
Hit me with a 46.
$46? It's $17!
No!
It is $17!
This is one of my favorite games of all time.
I still really want to play it. So you can check out the Sizzling Sale over on Green Man Gaming right now. Links in the video description. Some incredible prices for the next few weeks. If you've been thinking about picking up a PC game, check out Green Man Gaming for their discounts. They're honestly incredible. The Elden Ring down 36% off. Are you kidding me? That is insane, especially with the DLC that's supposed to be coming out soon. Having this set up for, oh man. I'm excited for Green Man Gaming's The Sizzling Sale. You should be too. Check them out at the link in the video description. Big thanks to them for sponsoring today's video. But in case you want to play any of those games in VR on PC with the PSVR2, I got news for you. It actually looks like that might be happening at some point. This is intriguing. So, a company that has been working really hard to see why and how we could get the PSVR2 to work on PC. After 4 months, they say that they're finally in. The PSVR2 was blocking VR modes by saying it couldn't do display stream compression, but then they forced an AMD open source Linux GPU to get DSC going, and now they can get PSVR2 into VR mode, so you can use it on PC. There are some complications here though. Namely, they say that Sony isn't locking this out of PC. You need new hardware to make this happen on PC. There's hardware choices that Sony made to make it good for the PS5 that make it bad for PC VR. And additionally, they figured out that if you stack a PSVR 1 on top of the PSVR 2, that works for the tracking for the PSVR 2, and the PSVR 2 gives, so you could have, it's the PSVR 3. It's interesting. So they're going to keep developing this. IVRY, definitely go follow them on Twitter in case you want to see more details and updates on this and how you can get Sony's honestly really good headset at a really good price. If it can work for PC, it's a phenomenal value. I'm going to keep tracking this story as it develops, and I'm going to tell you about something that's at least big for us. Elgato announcing that Stream Deck Mobile having some big changes. So the way that it used to be was that you got 6 keys and you had to pay $3 a month in order to access that. That is changing. They're making that free, so you don't have to pay for that. That's the free version of Stream Deck Mobile, and now they'll have a paid version that offers up a whole lot more functionality. So the premium version of the free will give you 64 keys, which is double that of the Stream Deck XL. Additionally, they're announcing that it now is iPadOS native, so that you can have that giganto screen running.
This is perfect for me.
This is perfect for us, like just having this on the side to use as a Stream Deck so that I could have one or you could have one. This is gonna actually up the game on our PC build streams, I think specifically. I'm excited for this. Why would you use this for?
Oh, I'm still currently on the Mini with the 6 buttons.
Oh no.
Can you just imagine me with more good stuff?
You know what else is good stuff? UFD Deals.
Oh, switcheroo. And if you like that Stream Deck news, we've got some Steam Deck news because every single one of them is currently discounted. We have the base model going for $359.10, making it 10% off. The 256 gig version going for $449.65, making it 15% off. And the big boy Steam Deck going for only $519.20, making it 20% off.
I would highly recommend, as somebody who's been all around the Steam Deck, don't get the 512 gig. It's not worth it. If you're spending that much money, save up for like the ROG Ally, get the base model and just add a micro SD card. That's the best
100%.
How much was the price on the 64 gig? $360? Yeah, that's a fantastic price for entry-level handheld.
But then for the rest of the deals, we have the Shure SM7B dynamic broadcast microphone, which are great microphones, by the way. They just went completely overpriced when everyone was trying to get their hands on them. Everyone was starting a pod.
It's $140?
It's $140.
I spent $400 on these.
Exactly. 2020, everyone was trying to start a podcast or trying to stream. These things went through the roof in terms of price.
They're only $140. Why did I get the Elgato ones? I thought these were dumb expensive.
They were.
Oh my goodness.
But then next up, we have the Meta Quest 2 VR headset with the 128 gig version going for only $299.99, which is a $100 price drop, and honestly where it should stay.
Isn't that what it was at, and then they raised the price?
No, they raised it by like 50.
Okay.
And now it's...
I don't know, man. Sorry.
I like VR headsets.
I don't want to poo-poo on your deal.
I like VR headsets.
I know, it's just expensive for an old headset at this point.
It is. But then we have the PlayStation 5 Disc Edition with an extra PS5 DualSense controller, currently going for $479.99 with the promo code, saving you $209.
With a controller for less than... Wow, okay, PS5 stock issues are over, it looks like.
It's a good time to be a console player. And then last but not least, we're checking out something by our friends and channel sponsors, Jawa.
Jawa Deals!
Because Bay Computers is offering this super clean black RGB build featuring an Intel Core i5-9600K, that's 6 cores, 6 threads, running in an MSI MPG Z390M Gaming Edge AC motherboard. In that, we also have 16 gigs of DDR4 running at 3000 megahertz, and an MSI Gaming RX 5600 XT, a 600 watt power supply, and a 512 gig M.2 NVMe SSD. It's currently going for $575, making it $150 off the original listing price. And don't forget, you can use the code WELCOME10 for $10 off your first order. The links to all these and more will be in the video description down below, but definitely remember to check out Jawa because they've got a lot of cool stuff going on. And actually, you might be able to check out, there's something cool going on with a couple of paused listings. I'm seeing some familiar names like Nerd on a Budget, Pinky Tech, PC Tech Hustle. There's a lot of $450 builds that are kind of interesting to look at, so definitely be sure to check out Jawa. You might find something cool that's a little bit more suited for you. And with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you back to Brett for the rest of your hot news.
Well, all of that was great deals. It turns out that Canada is getting a bad deal when it comes to Google, especially with the bill passing of C-18. Google has announced that today, Search News and Discover will be removing links to Canadian news publications in response to the C-18 bill, particularly because there is a link tax wherein companies like Google, Meta, and other social media and other places have to pay for showing links to Canadian news publications. Google saying that this breaks the way the web web and search engines work, and that when you put a price on linking to information, you no longer have a free and open web. With them saying that free traffic drove an estimated $250 million Canadian worth of value to those sites through ads and subscriptions. So it looks like this is going to be a fight that is going to be coming down the pike with these tech companies and these social media sites really pushing back on what Canada's trying to enforce with their C18 bill, trying to make it so that you support journalism in Canada. But with the way, I tend to side with the big companies here, at least logically. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I haven't heard an argument that from sources I trust in favor of Bill C18 in the first place.
It feels weird to side with the big corporations, but I'm kind of with them on this one.
We also had a very similar issue back in South Africa with the FPB bill, where they were going to force us to content classify every single one of our pieces of content.
Every single YouTube video would have to be sent to them for approval before we could actually post it.
And we would have to pay for that too, which was one of the most wretched things I had ever heard of. And Google and Netflix and all of those companies were just like, no, we would just stop serving your country. And that seems to be like what is happening here. Let me know if there's a more nuanced take on C18 that you've heard that kind of gives the other side more credence of why this should be allowed, why this is viable, why this really does kind of support journalism in Canada, because I am all for supporting publications. I just don't think this accomplishes that. I'm curious if you have any idea on how that might work. And now we have an idea on how the charging network in America is going to work, and that is with Tesla. With only Tesla. Tesla's charger, it's over. The Electrify America announcing that they are now going to support the NACS charger alongside CCS connectors at all of their chargers starting in 2025. They're going to have that rolling out at existing and future chargers. After charging with the Lightning during the Micro Center trip yesterday, Tesla has it down locked on charging. Everybody else we used EVgo yesterday, and it was just...
It was an experience.
Our session broke like 5 times. It was terrible. I had to restart the charging so many times. Just Tesla chargers make so much sense. Also, we get our first electric motorcycle announcing that they're going to support Tesla's NACS charging. This is Verge Motorcycles out of Finland.
I love it.
I'm all for Tesla has more chargers than anybody. They work seamlessly. I'm all for supporting it more and more. It just seems like they won the war in America. 100% for CCS. Elsewhere in the world, in America, Tesla makes the most sense. And does it make sense to go to space? I don't know, but there's more options for it, with Virgin Galactic having its first commercial space flight actually complete yesterday. They went up 52 miles to the edge of space, bringing people up there, including people from the Italian government, to conduct microgravity research. This is the first commercial flight. They've already done tons of test flights. Richard Branson went up last year, but these are the ones that are finally going to be paid for, which helps to subsidize the fact that they lost $500 million in 2022.
Well then.
That's a lot of money to lose, and with tickets costing $450,000, man, do you want to go to space?
Sure.
I do, but not that much.
Not that much.
No, I'm good, thank you though. And I'm good because we get to talk about something. This is the first time that I've been privy to information on NDA for a while, and that is the 5600X3D is actually real, actually going to be sold, and turns out to be a Micro Center exclusive. So this is going to be a 6-core, 12-thread CPU with 96 megabytes of L3 cache, 105 watt TDP, going to be on the AIM-4 socket. So this is the last hurrah for AMD's AIM-4 platform. As far as I'm aware, it may not be. Maybe they have some like Athlons planned or something like that, but I think as far as gaming chips, this might be a good way to send it out. Base clock is going to be 3.3 gigahertz. Boost clock is going to be 4.4 gigahertz. It does not support overclocking on the core, which makes a whole lot of sense. We've been seeing a lot of weird issues with X3D overclocking as of late, so it makes sense that this is going to be locked down. So as mentioned, this is a Micro Center retail exclusive here in the US. I don't know what the plans are for the rest of the world, or if there are any. I only have specific details that we've worked with Micro Center on. But the pricing for the 5600X3D is going to be $229.99. Micro Center is going to have some bundles bundles where you can purchase the 5600X3D with a B550 Plus Tough motherboard and 16 gigabytes of G.Skill Ripjaws RAM for $329.99. So motherboard, RAM, and CPU
sorted.
Yeah, for $100 more than just the CPU. Additionally, they're going to have a PowerSpec G516 available at launch with the 5600X3D, a Radeon 6650 XT, 16 gigs of RAM, a 500 gig SSD, all for the price of $849.99. So this was a rumored processor that was out there. We have confirmation that it is real. We're going to be working to see if we could get a review out on this chip for you. Let me know what you think of, number one, this being a Micro Center exclusive. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time we've had major hardware launches be an exclusive to Micro Center as a retailer. So that's intriguing to see. Number two, let me know what you think of that price point of $229.99. Obviously, we have to wait for benchmarks to see how it stacks up against something like the 5600X, the 7600X, and additionally the 5800X3D. Where does it fall in that lineup? Is it worth it at the $229? Benchmarks are gonna probably indicate a little bit, but is that where you were hoping that it could potentially fall in? Let me know about the 5600X3D, what you think about it, all of the aspects of it. We're keen to hear from you down below in those comments, and I'm keen to go rest because we've had a long day. Micro Center trip.
Oh yeah.
5600X3D announcement.
Beautiful.
Good stuff. We'll see you on Monday for more. We're gonna see you on Monday for more of the hottest tech news, my friends.
Bye.
Cheers.